Good afternoon, and this is for some of the students and new teachers and people in general who want to be able to use a PowerPoint. What I want to do is go through the steps for just doing an initial simple PowerPoint where you're going to upload images or photographs, maybe add a little video with that. So part of that will be to go over to your screen and either on the desktop where you have Microsoft Office, or if you come down and tap on the Microsoft emblem here, icon, and then you can look into all your programs to find the Microsoft Office suite. When you open that up, look for Microsoft Office PowerPoint, whatever version you might have. There are newer ones than 2007. Double click on that. It will open up to the screen that you're seeing here. You have a number of tabs. The Home tab, which will help you cut, paste, look at layouts, reset, delete work, add a new slide. We can use the Insert button to insert photographs. We can look at the design of what we might want to use. In this case, I would recommend for large audiences where the lights might be dim is to find a background that's light and using text that's dark. The one that I would like to use will be this one. And if you click on that, all the subsequent slides after that will have the same style or design. We will save animations for later on. You can test your PowerPoint, your slideshow, by clicking on this. You can do review or views over here. I don't think we'll get into those right away right now. But for this first slide, we always want to have a title slide. We're going to go back to the home page, and we will take a look at type of font. If we click onto the text box here, you'll see the size is 48. You'll have this particular slide here, and I much prefer Times New Roman, and what I'll do is just put a center this and just call it PowerPoint. In some instances, there's a subtitle. You may use that, you may move it around, you may shrink that and put pertinent information to either the presentation or about yourself. And in this case, I'm just going to put my name, and I probably could include a phone number. We'll make that a little bit larger that way. And then probably put down maybe what your email address would be. Okay, once you've got your title page all set, you're going to come back out. You're going to add a new slide. And I do like this one because you can put a title here, what the major concept you might be wanting to talk about. I'm going to talk about outright reference point. What I might do here is add text, and I would just put in bullet format the key concepts that I want people to know, just in bullets, simple information, and we can just type right into that. That would be perfectly fine. There are some other options. You might insert a table if you had some data you wanted to share, or some type of charts, graphic. Insert a picture from a file, which we will do. I want you to be able to see that. You might have on file clip art, or you might insert some type of media clip. I'm going to go ahead and insert a photograph. Okay, and you have a pictures library. I have several up here, but really what I want to do is the pictures I'm going to be using will be on Google Drive. I already have that tab here. I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to scroll down to the pictures that I have here, and I'm going to select this image. and there it is. I'm looking at the right reference point, but it is sideways. The way that we can adjust that is, if you notice, you've got the squares here with the little circles and tabs. This green one I can use to rotate the picture, and if you notice, it's covering up the words too much, so we can adjust it. If we adjust the tabs on this side, you're going to distort the photograph. If you come over here and angle this down like this picture will stay proportionate, and then when you have this image here, we can center that, and there we go. We do have our reference point for the right tire. There it is. You've dropped in the picture. There's some other things that we can do if we go back over to home. Actually, where you can insert shapes, and the shape that I'm going to use would be an arrow. And if I click over like this, I can draw a line to it, and that line is rather thin. It's a little bit difficult to see, so what I want to do is come back over to probably the format, change the color to something a little bit brighter, and I am going to look for a different thickness. I'm going to go back to that original color, and if you look at that, that's a little bit brighter. That's great. That draws the attention to people. I am going to insert a text box, so we come back over to Insert. We can come over here to the text box, and then we just come over here with this little icon, and what we can do is just draw that out like that. We'll adjust the size a little bit. Actually, that just moves it. We're going to click in. Typed in what it is that we're labeling here. We just might move this. And we're having a little trouble adjusting that, but if you take a look, you can add that text box in there, and that will work reasonably well for you. And then we can choose a different slide. And there's some other options we can take a look at. We can do the title with the content. We can do one with two contents. We can do a compare and contrast using these two different. You can again put in text, you can put in images, put in videos if you want to do that. You do have those options. There is a title only, picture with a caption, content with a caption, or blank, and you can use that just and create your own slide, or just add text or add pictures as you feel free to. What I'm going to do is come back up to the original one we used here. I am going to show blind spots, and then I'm going to click on the box, and then I'm going to upload from a video. Let's see if we've got it in. We're going to search through here. One more time, we go Google Drive. I made a choice there. I'm just clicking in a video right here that we can use in the PowerPoint. And what we can do is when we click on it, it will run. We can insert, go back to home, go to a new slide, and then we can start the process all over again, depending upon what you'd like to continue with on this. But really just taking the slides, clicking on what you want to, coming up with an outline of what you want to put in, finding the pictures, the content that you want to share, and just simply dropping them in. I hope this will help as a useful tool as you prepare some of your own PowerPoints for classroom or for personal presentations. I hope this is helpful.